We live in a world obsessed by appearances. Six-pack abs, shredded arms, the perfect body. Everywhere you look, you're told this is the goal. That being admired for how you look is the ultimate prize. But here's the truth. Chasing aesthetics alone is one of the emptiest pursuits you can choose. Because looking strong is not the same as being strong. First, let's be real. Aesthetics goals are often shallow. They tend to fade fast. Your body fat fluctuates, lighting and angles change, you age. And no one cares about your physique as much as you think they do. Even studies show that while attractiveness can get you attention in the short term, it's your competence, confidence, and character that sustain long-term relationships and respect. Looking good is a bonus, but if that's everything you've built, you're standing on sand. Now let's flip the script. Strength is a foundation. When you train your strength, you are not just changing the way you look, you are building who you are. You build resilience. You become harder to break, physically and mentally. Because life hits and you can take it. Capability. You can lift, you can carry, you can run, you endure. Your body becomes useful, not just decorative. And confidence. Real confidence doesn't come from flexing in the mirror. It comes from knowing you can handle yourself in the gym and in life. Research backs this up. Strength training improves mental health, reduces anxiety, builds discipline, and even sharpens your cognition. You don't just feel tougher, you are tougher. Here's where people get it wrong. When you train only for aesthetics, you chase the bump and fatigue. Lots of isolation exercises. You zero in on chest, arms, and abs, the mirror muscles. The result is a body that may look good in photos, but isn't as capable as it appears. Fragile joints, imbalances, and lots of weak spots hidden under the surface. You see, training right is different. You focus on compound lifts like squats, deadlifts, presses, pull-ups. You measure success but what you can do, not just how you look. As a result, the body becomes functional and athletic. Here's the core difference. Training for looks asks, how do I appear? Training right asks, what can I do? When you train for what you can do, your body adapts to become stronger and more resilient. And the aesthetics, they come as a side effect. But they're the kind of aesthetics that actually bring you something. Training for looks builds a mannequin. Training right builds a machine. And here's another big one. Strength literally keeps you alive longer. Grip strength alone is one of the strongest predictors of mortality risk in older adults. On the other hand, there's no evidence that having aesthetic levels of leanness makes you live any longer. In other words, strength protects you while aesthetics mostly decorate you. And I said it before, but here's the funniest part of all this. When you train for strength, aesthetics usually come along for the ride. Strong people simply look strong. Their posture, muscle density, and presence carry weight. But now the looks are a byproduct, not the goal. It's like chasing wealth versus chasing value. When you provide value, wealth often follows. When you just chase cash, you often end up desperate and empty. Same with your body. People who only chase aesthetics often end up with fragile joints and injuries from vanity training, eating disorders and body dysmorphia, and constant dissatisfaction. No matter how shredded they get, it's never enough. That's not health, that's not strength, that's self-sabotage. So what should you do? What can you do? Train for strength first. Master the big lifts. Build a capable body. Train skills. Expand your way of moving. Eat for performance. Fuel yourself to feel more powerful, not just to get shredded. Measure progress by what you can do, not just how you look. How much weight you lift, how far you run, your fluidity in motion, your handstand, how resilient you've become. And here's the thing, real strength transfers to every part of your life. Think about that. So stop obsessing over abs and veins. Build strength, build resilience, build capability. Because no one remembers you for how lean you were at some point. It matters how powerful, capable, and unbreakable you are right now.